So I know that an AP exam is the exam that you take at the end of the year that basically you have the whole year to prepare for. So like that the class that you're taking, the AP class that you're taking is a preparation for that exam. So it's not like, oh, I just get to pass the class and that's it. No, you have to like pass the test, to really understand like what you went through in the class.
I have a lot of classmates that actually started out in CP classes and are in AP classes this year.
I also have friends who started out in CP classes and are now doing just as well as me, if not better than me in AP classes. So I would say it's more about your work ethic and understanding of your capabilities than the classes you start out with.
Once you get in the habit of doing everything like on time and paced in a CP class, then you're going to start getting used to like the faster pace, and you can start jumping to honors classes. And then same thing, like um you want to do better like with your time and your organization and time management and honors classes, and then you'll be like you'll be set for AP classes.
Freshman year, it was actually a breeze. I think that the rigor of the classes was not as hard. They're two completely different classes, I think, in the way that they're structured.
I think it's really important to start out in honors because based on the pace of the class, where it's like getting faster, and you have to do more work under like a shorter amount of time. So that definitely prepares you for AP classes because of like the pace of the class.
There are a ton of benefits of taking AP classes. I would say the main thing is that they prepare you for college because they are essentially college courses, and they definitely allow students to understand the workload and intensity of the content that would come with an advanced class like that.
Despite it being really stressful, and despite you having to, stay up until 3, 4 a.m. sometimes, I think it's something that really ends up paying off. Not only if whether or not you end up passing the test, right? I think the discipline that it gives you as a student makes you, whole, and you just become a better student overall, regardless of the outcome.
And then also, if you pass your AP exam at the end of the year, some colleges will give you college credit, which saves you a lot of time in the future and probably stress as well. And then lastly, I would say a nice perk is that you get an extra GPA point with those AP classes, so you'll stand out a little more when applying to colleges.
This is a tough one because I'm very torn between AP Physics and Calculus. Um, because AP Physics 1 was my very first science AP class, and I loved it. I've always loved physics. I've always loved STEM. Um, so it was so much fun, and it was a great introduction, especially so early on in high school. But AP Calculus is, at, I would say, currently my most favorite because I've always loved math. Math has always been my favorite subject, but Mr. Peters definitely gets me excited to attend class.
So my favorite AP class right now is AP Seminar. There's a lot of writing and reading and presenting, which are things I really enjoy, and everything revolves around real world issues and the perspectives on those issues from real people. So I feel like I've gotten a lot out of it. And I also really appreciate the ability to investigate like almost anything you want, because I feel like I can be creative while still learning about topics that I'm passionate about.
AP US history because it's really like cool to know how our country came to be.
I would say AP Spanish literature, only because of the fact that it's such a small class that we've gotten to know each other, I think, relatively well. And all of us tend to participate. It's not, these big groups of 30 students where, someone's afraid to talk. You're kind of expected to talk because of the fact that it's such a small group. Um, Obviously, apart from that, I'm fully bilingual, so I've gotten to learn a lot more about my own Spanish culture and the poets and all these literary aspects that have come to form the Spanish language as a whole. Yeah.
I would definitely say that the personal costs are you no longer have as much free time. And I say this because I do extracurricular activities. Also, I participate in clubs. So my social life is now down to zero.
And another issue is sometimes just a lack of motivation, because when things get particularly difficult, especially when the exam comes up, it's pretty easy to feel like lost and kind of hopeless.
While you have so many things to do during the week, you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to watch a movie or do these things, right?
But I think it's just more about keeping your goals in mind and allowing yourself to get there.
That's where like discipline comes into play. You have to start meeting these deadlines and things. So it's just a matter of kind of creating your schedule and make sure you stay on track.
I like to get as much work done as possible so I'm not as stressed in the future. But I also understand that if I do nothing but work, then it's just going to drain me and detriment me in the long run. So I like to schedule time for studying and working, but then also establish when my breaks will be.
I would say you would need the skills of taking notes and knowing how to study, but I would say the most important skill is knowing how to ask questions. Because without asking questions, I would not have the grades I do now or have the scores I do. And always asking for clarification, even though it may seem like a very oblivious or out of nowhere question.
So I like to look through all my class announcements, like the announcements that they send at the beginning of the week. So I like to look at all of them, and then I actually create like a planner in my iPad, like in my notes, and I set everything like to a specific day before the due date. So obviously it's not late, and I like to kind of weigh it out so that it's like the same amount of work every day, so that I'm not getting like stressed throughout the week. So I don't have like, I don't know, 5 assignments due the next day and I'm staving it off of the day before. I like to like spread it out.
And you need to be responsible and committed, because I've learned that my grade is ultimately dependent on what I can accomplish. And then lastly, I'd say you need a good sense of motivation and general trust in yourself, because if you feel like you can't do it, then you won't be able to do it.
I think it's really important to be a good listener when you're taking these classes, because in some instances you have teachers telling you all this information, and the next day you could have a quiz, and one of those things that they just said could be the answer to your quiz.
Once you really understand, I'm not really understanding, but experience the stress, then you like figure out ways to prevent it. And then by like implementing all these like skills and strategies, then you can finally like overcome that like challenge of of being stressed all the time. So it's your choice to take if you want to get ahead and take an AP class, and if you really want to feel the challenge, you don't have to take it. Like you can, like an honors class is still fine. There's nothing wrong with being in an honors class. But if you really feel like comfortable enough and you want to feel like challenged in a class, then go for it. Take an AP class.
It's also a matter of what you want to do with your life. That's I think one of the things that pushes me the most, because I think to myself, okay, I want to go to this college. I have all these dreams and things that I want to do and accomplish at a certain point, So I think that it's just more important to look at what can potentially come to you after you complete high school, after you complete all these classes, earn these college credits.